I think something that we all know is that you are one of the greatest enemies in your own life. I wouldn't really say you're like the number one problem because there's a lot of things that happen to us that makes our life way more harder than it needs to be. And it's straight up the stuff out of our control and there's nothing we can do about it but endure that situation. But you are straight up delusional if you are not on like your top 5 list of problems. And you know what's one thing that everyone has to deal with? Even a little bit, and it doesn't matter how much people want to deny that, no, I don't have to deal with this. That is you worrying about how you look in public. Now, again, I always see a lot of people out there on the internet and in real life who always goes like, I don't care what anyone thinks about me at all, which is full on a lie. Now, look, here's the thing. You can care very little. For a good example, me. I'm someone where, like, I can confidently say around, like, 99% of the time, I generally do not care what anyone thinks about me at all. I could go outside wearing any outfit, and I don't care what people think about me. But you're never gonna catch me saying that, like, I'm immune to it, and never in my life I ever gone outside in the past, or even in the future, and I'm gonna worry about what people think about me. That's straight up not true, okay? That goes for every single person. I know people say that trying to sound cool, but it does the opposite effect, and you actually sound extremely corny, and something even worse, cringe. But there's one problem. That is something that is very universal. A thing that me, and I guarantee you, a lot of people watching this video have to deal with, and that is you not being able to wear a hat outside. So this is something where, for a very long time, I thought this was like just a me problem. Especially back then when this is something that I actually used to care about. Like, wanting to go outside wearing a hat, but you just feel like a weirdo. I thought this was a thing that only I had to deal with. And then you do that thing where you go on the internet and you find that this is a problem for a bunch of people, and then you're like, oh, I'm not alone in this absolutely meaningless struggle. But that was the thing I had a problem with for a very long time, where I'll see a hat, whether I'm given one hat or I like see one at a store and I want to go and buy it, but I can never get myself to do it or get myself to wear the hat because I feel like I just look extremely weird. And it only has to do with hats. Because here's the thing, hoodies, I can easily go outside wearing a hoodie. That's something that's just completely fine. No one cares at all. And that's just a thing that you just see a lot. But you know, going outside wearing a hat, no. For some weird reason, you feel like an alien. You have this feeling that every single person in the world is staring at you. And you look like a weird lunatic who just grew like a third eye or something from their forehead, and you think you look really, really weird. And when you get this feeling, you just feel extremely dumb, because something that I feel like a lot of people know now is that absolutely no one cares about how you look in public, okay? Especially if you're roaming around the open world, literally no one cares. I'm pretty sure all of us ended up having an experience where we see something wild happening in public and you think to yourself, wow, a lot of people are going to be looking at this. They just realize no one cares. This is a thing that you see on YouTube videos and TikToks all the time. Like currently right now, Freak Talk is something extremely big where people are like going outside and doing weird fetishes. And I just want you to look at the background of these videos and see how, like, in the majority of these videos, most people don't care at all. Okay, you could be sitting down in the clothes section of Walmart acting extremely freaky, and most people are just minding their own business, picking up soup. This is something that I realized because I ended up seeing someone do a weird fetish once in public and a full-on fight happening. The fight situation, I was inside of just like a grocery store and there were just two people going absolutely crazy in the soup aisle. I have no idea what caused their fight, and most people in the store was just walking by with like just one person recording it. Absolutely no one cares what you do in public. So I know for a fact that me going outside with a hat, even though I think I look extremely weird, 99% of people probably aren't even looking at me at all. But you know what? I feel like they're looking at me, and I'm a very self-centered person, and my opinion is the only one that matters. So because I think I look weird, everyone else around me knows I look weird. But I know what ended up causing me to act like this. I'll never remember this one time when I was in school, the Forsaken period, middle school, and I ended up just like getting a hat. It was just a generic boring hat, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go and wear it. And what I did, people were just looking at me, like they just kept on staring at me. And hindsight, looking back with the power of hindsight 2020, I know the reason why everyone was looking at me is because I never wear a hat, and obviously, if you get used to seeing someone look this certain way. Like, for example, if there's a kid at your school and he literally only wears one outfit, let's say he goes to school every day wearing a blue jacket with like red jeans, absolutely terrible outfit, but he wears that every single day. Of course, the one day he comes to school wearing like a orange shirt with like black pants, you're gonna be like, wow, that's extremely weird. That guy normally doesn't look like that. Pretty confusing. So that's basically what's happening to me. I was someone who never wore a hat. Now I have something on my head. So people are looking at it and they're like, oh, this guy normally doesn't look like this. That's pretty weird. That was really what's going on. But see, in my middle school brain, when I had very low self-esteem, the first thing that automatically comes to my head was, I must look like a freak weirdo. I must never wear a hat again. At that moment forward, I had like trauma of wearing hats in public for like a very long time. This is something that I ended up breaking like recently, and by that I mean 3 years ago, when I just decided to face my fear and go outside wearing a hat, and I realized absolutely no one cares. But this is just a story that I wanted to go and talk about because apparently a lot of people are trapped inside this cycle of not being able to go outside wearing a hat because you feel like you look like a weirdo. So I'm just here to say, absolutely no one cares. And if you want to go and wear a hat or a beanie or whatever, just go outside and wear it. Anyway, that's it. This is just something that I want to yap about. My name is Lua. You have a good day or night. See ya.